Hey everyone! Today I'm summarizing Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This is a spoiler-filled summary based on my take, so I won't cover every scene. If you'd rather read the book first, come back later. Link to purchase is in the description. Grace met Jack in a park while her younger sister, Millie, who has Down syndrome, was dancing alone. While others were staring at Millie, Jack approached them and danced with her. Grace had always struggled to find a man who could accept her responsibility for Millie, especially since their parents didn't want her. Jack seemed perfect, and she fell in love with him immediately. When he proposed, there was no doubt in her mind that she would say yes. After Millie fell down the stairs, and later told Grace that Jack had pushed her, they went ahead with the wedding while Millie was in the hospital. Following the wedding, they went to Thailand for their honeymoon, and that's when Grace discovered the truth about Jack. Jack had only married her because he wanted someone to torture someone whom no one would miss. Millie was his true target, and Grace was just a way to get to her. Grace made several attempts to escape, but Jack always outsmarted her. For a year, she found no way out and was pressured by the looming reality that Millie would soon be living with them. Once Millie moved in, Jack would begin his torment. Every time Grace tried to escape, she was punished, whether by being prohibited from seeing Millie, having privileges taken away, or being locked in the basement. Still, she kept trying her best to find a way out. One Sunday, Mrs. Goodrich asked to see both of them because Millie had been having trouble sleeping. She prescribed sleeping pills for Millie. When Grace saw Millie again the following week, Millie handed her the pills she had been gathering every night. Millie simply asked her to kill Jack. Grace told her that she had flushed the pills down the toilet, but in reality, she kept them hidden in her shoe, trying to figure out how to get Jack to take them. Grace finally had the chance to make Jack drink the pills. She secretly crushed them and poured the powder into Jack's whiskey. She regularly had drinks with Jack, as per his request, but on the day Jack lost his case for the first time, they drank together, and she slipped the crushed pills into his glass. The pills knocked him out, giving Grace the chance to leave for Thailand. They had been planning a vacation there, and since Grace didn't know how to get to the airport, she asked Esther for help. Esther picked her up from home and dropped her off at the airport. While in Thailand, Grace kept leaving messages for Jack, asking him to call her. She told the people she met, as well as the receptionist, that Jack would be a few days late because he was finishing some paperwork for his case. As the days went by, her voicemails became more frantic, with no word from Jack. Since she hadn't received any calls from Jack, Grace called his friend, Adam. Adam searched for Jack but found no trace of him. Together with the police, they entered the house and discovered Jack's body in the basement. Grace was soon informed in Thailand and rushed back home, nervous about how she would handle the situation and make sure no one suspected that she had killed Jack by slipping sleeping pills into his whiskey. In Thailand, Grace was picked up by Esther. Grace didn't want to talk to Esther because she was so observant. During their previous dinners together, Esther always asked probing questions and seemed to constantly look for any sign of weakness or imperfection in Grace. Esther insisted they have coffee before talking to anyone else. She told Grace that Jack didn't die from a drug overdose, but from dehydration because he had been locked in the basement, which could only be opened from the outside. Esther also brought up the cellar, which was painted red, with battered portraits of women hanging on the walls. She asked Grace about it, explaining that Jack had mentioned Millie would have a red room, though Grace had told her it would be yellow when they met Millie. Grace was anxious, thinking that Esther had figured out what she had done. But then Esther said that the two of them were the last ones to see Jack alive when he waved goodbye from the window. It was in that moment that Grace realized Esther was on her side and was helping her. That's it for Behind Closed Doors. If you liked this summary, hit like and subscribe for more. Want to read the book? The link's in my bio. Thanks for watching. See you next time.